The symbol for the dollar is familiar throughout the world. The same symbol that's used in the USA is also used for other forms of the dollar, such as in Canada and Australia. There are several different theories about the origin of this symbol, although I don't believe that they are mutually exclusive. That's just the beginning from Tracy R. Twyman's book, Money Grows on the Tree of Knowledge. She will be my guest April 29th, Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time on blogtalkradio.com/The Stench of Truth. That is my radio program where we will be discussing the esoteric and occult and alchemical aspects of money, along with the bizarre and freaky, I think, occult connections to the royal wedding that's coming up in the UK. So join us for 2 hours of fascinating paranormal, esoteric, alchemical discussion. Tracy R. Twyman, April 29th, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, blogtalkradio.com/The Stench of Truth. Hello and welcome to another edition of The Stench of Truth here. Now, well, of course, the political theater continues. As I noted in my blog, some of the Republican corporate stooges are getting a little bit of backlash, especially from seniors and people approaching, Medicare and Social Security age, on their plan to murder and kill old people and the poor and the physically handicapped in order to, quote-unquote, balance the budget and or, quote-unquote, fix the debt. And now, some people are starting to make the connection between the fact that you have these incredibly low rates of taxation on corporations and the rich, and the fact that revenues have fallen off that the government takes in. Meanwhile, the middle and poorer classes have seen no increases in actual wages, but their increased tax burden is apparent, and it has been an increasing one. It has gone up. I've talked about this before in the 9 things the rich don't want you to know about taxes. Now, Obama fulfilling the role of the MKUltra zombie puppet corporate Wall Street stooge, supposedly occupying the left position. It's kind of ironic, really, that it's not ironic. It's actually kind of surprising to me that the epithet of socialist has not been thrown at the Obama bot any time in recent memory that I can think of. And if you can think of an instance, please let me know. Maybe it's because people are starting to realize, hey, the media assholes are starting to think, you know what, we're not going to be able to convince anybody Obama's a socialist. We might as well drop that because he is so far from a fucking socialist, it's ridiculous. So, but of course we live in ridiculous times. You have, the outright perpetration of incredible, massive fucking fraud by Wall Street, the theft of trillions of dollars by the banking system and corporations, and then you have the same institutions that have enabled this coming back and saying, now we need to clean up this mess, and all you guys in the middle class and the poor all have to pay and pay and pay and pay and pay for all of this largesse to the banks in Wall Street. And they do this with a straight face, like as if this is just so, what don't you understand? Well, of course you guys got to pay. Well, I know you didn't have anything to do with it. You didn't contribute to it. You didn't facilitate it. You didn't make it happen. You didn't make it fucking worse. You were not the beneficiary of any monies, but yet, in their twisted fucking world of messed up realities, they actually present this stuff as if it actually makes some kind of sense. Now, the Obama bot from the supposed left position has actually, tinkled a little, fishhook with idea about raising taxes on the rich again, which is an absolutely no-go, okay? But they're caving in on the idea of reducing corporate tax rates, which is exactly what the Republicans want. So, now see, this is what I talk about theater, okay? Everything that goes on is a show. All these people are corporate Wall Street shills that run on money, greed, corporate power, Wall Street influence, etc. Doesn't matter what Paul Ryan's budget says. If it's the blueprint, then that's what the president is going to do. So now they're indicating they're going to actually go along with this reduction in corporate tax rates if they can close loopholes. Well, gee, I wonder what kind of loopholes there are in the law that allows GE to not pay any fucking taxes at all and get a rebate. What kind of fucking loophole is that? That's not a loophole. That's a giant fucking chasm. Are you going to close that? And of course, the increase in taxes on the wealthy that he's proposing is merely a carrot that will be thrown over the side of the boat real fast. And then the corporate tax rates will go down. Supposedly the loopholes will be closed. And guess what? When that budget's adopted and Medicare is destroyed, Medicaid is destroyed, Social Security is next up on the chopping fucking block. Goldman Sachs, who pays less than 2% in income tax, will continue to pay less than 2% in income tax because it is all a fucking sham. And in all of this discussion, I don't hear the most important thing of all is, what about taxing Wall Street? The criminal fucking crooks that destroyed the entire fucking country. Nobody, not a single fucking politician, is making any kind of noise about actually trying to rake back some of the money stolen, fraudulently acquired, taken by theft, by Wall Street, in the commission of acts of criminal behavior, conspiracy. Not a word. You want to know why? Because they all work for them. And if they do happen to get voted out of office, they get a nice, big, fat, cushy job making big, fat bucks at the same firms that they worked for when they were in government. And that's another thing I don't hear anybody talking about. Busting the fucking revolving door between industry and government. Because that, my friends, is one of the key avenues of power and exploitation within the country now. And I don't see anybody talking about it. I do, but nobody else of any significance. Not that I'm anybody significant, but you get the point. So, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. It's liable to continue for months, so we can all watch it like the big soap opera it is. Realize that behind the scenes they're all slapping each other on the back, stuffing their pockets with the wads of cash they get from corporate HQ and Wall Street, while they continue to non-address the issues that, of course, are blatantly obvious. I mean, the vast majority of Americans are opposed to any cuts to Medicare, so what the fuck does that matter? Fuck you, people. You ain't stuffing my pockets with money, baby. Wall Street and the corporations are. So guess who I work for? That's me, Joe Political. Anyway, happy Easter, folks. Happy Feast of Ishtar. Happy spring, equinox, I think. spring equinox. All right. Thank you.